Today is September 2nd, the year 2023, and as you see in the title, the tribe of Issachar, which today would be the so-called Mexicans, so-called Aztecs, are too busy, they're too hectic, they're very busy, man, working their butts off, working overtime to be hating on you so-called black people. All right, and this is a response to a Judite chick, and when I say Judite, I mean a so-called black woman, most likely out of the Southern Kingdom. Like, hey, the apostles always say, hey, you brothers out there, man, if you can, stay away from that so-called black woman. Stay far away from her, man, because the black woman is just one of the examples of wickedness. Besides Esau being the wicked, that so-called black woman, it's wicked too. Like it tells you in the book of Job how the Lord has deprived the Israelite woman, and women in general, but most likely the Israelite woman, from understanding the scriptures, from understanding a judgment. The black woman just overspeaks. She's loud and stubborn, like it tells you in the book of Proverbs, man. The so-called black woman, and women in general, but in this video is mainly focused on the black woman, but also the so-called black man, because black men are also ignorant. All the tribes are ignorant, but in general, this is just my response to this Judite chick that I heard her, because Judah is very loud, especially the black woman. She was loud as fuck on her phone, and you could hear her whole conversation in public. How so-called Hispanics, primarily so-called Mexicans, they hate black people, or they dislike black people. And there's reasons to that I'm gonna give out why, and I'm gonna give add my 2 cents. But before that, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, which are the men that taught me the 100% truth according to the Holy Scriptures. And there's no one else in this planet, man, that hates so-called black people than black people, man. Be honest. Now we have the so-called white man that has that perpetual hatred towards the Southern Kingdom. All the tribes mainly, but mainly the Southern Kingdom. And there's reasons why. There's reasons why the Southern Kingdom is looked down on. And well, first of all, when you study the history, of the Southern Kingdom, which we already gave a lot of history of the Northern Kingdom. A lot of mainly the Northern Kingdom, so-called Hispanics, Latinos, during the time of when you read the book of Kings or Chronicles, all the kings were wicked, man. See, so even the Northern Kingdom, we have our faults and things of that nature. We have our own wickedness. But in this topic, answering this Judite chick, which the scriptures say, a wise man knoweth when to hold his tongue. I could have said something, in person, but she was on her phone, and that wasn't wise. So I just wanted to make a video, to put it out there, man, because it was my spirit, man. So really, besides the so-called white man, hating on the mostly on the Southern Kingdom, well, guess what, man? Black people hate black people. If there's any other race on this planet that hates black people, it's black people. Matter of fact, in Chicago, man, Chicago is a very diverse too, but mainly there's a lot of blacks and Hispanics out there. And if you go into the news, man, it's just black people killing black people, man. You don't see Esau going down there, doing the dirty work, which Esau's behind the curtains of the murders, but mainly it's just, black culture, man. See, and like you see in the title, man. Hey, so-called Hispanics, so-called the Latin tribes, primarily the tribe of Issachar. Hey, hey, we are too busy, man, to be hating on the Southern Kingdom. And in general, a Mexicans, like it tells you in the scriptures, okay, the tribe of Issachar, he was given the blessing, okay, to be tributary, to be a servant, a slave at a higher level to the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. And examples of hard labor as well, landscaping, construction work. Okay, a dishwasher for major Edomite restaurant companies. Hotels, motels, cleanups. Okay, these different so-called dirty jobs or hard labor jobs uh, are worked by so-called Mexicans, the tribe of Issachar, man. And it was in my spirit, man. I was like, how the fuck we gonna be hating on so-called black people, man? You know, you know, Issachar's out there, working his ass off, or her ass off too, working overtime, 45, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, just to come back and, hate on a so-called black person. Nah, man. Now, there is hate, even amongst the different tribes, a strong dislike. And there's reasons why, man. There's reasons why I would say, according to my experience, because I grew up amongst, the different tribes. I grew up amongst, Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. I grew up amongst, Zebulon, a couple of Asherites. I grew up even amongst my own people, Issachar. And I could say the same thing about Issachar, man. There's no one else on this earth that hates Issachar but Issachar, if it makes sense. There's a envy amongst, even inside the different tribes. But I'll just add my 2 cents. One of the reasons I'll say if or why I'll say the majority, of the Southern Kingdom are disliked. That's because of your behavior, man. You see, your behavior patterns. When it comes down to, like for example, black culture, man. That whole black, because the Northern Kingdom has the Chicano culture, which is based more upon, vehicles, low riders and family oriented. You see, that's that Chicano culture. But when it comes down to black culture, it's more in the topic of dirty, man. It's very dirty. It's very dark. That's why it's called black, because the word black actually means void of light, or very dark vibe, dark vibration, and that's what black culture promotes. And if you will say why so-called Hispanics hate so-called black people, it's not because of your skin color, man. And Jake out there, a lot of Southern Kingdom, brothers and sisters, man, you always play the victim. You're always playing the victim, saying, I'm being hated on because of my skin color. No, it's not that, man. It's because of your behavior. Because even amongst Issachar, man, there's very dark skin, Hispanics too. But it's the behavior patterns that are amongst the Southern Kingdom, man. And examples of the behavior patterns, okay, is it's not being able to, keep your mouth shut. You're always loud. You're always, over speaking, misbehaving. Running around the block. Doing all kinds of wickedness, robberies. Well, matter of fact, a lot of the robberies in Hispanic neighborhoods, okay, are executed by so-called black people, and that's one of the reasons why, you so-called black people are being disliked by the northern tribes, and all that we speaking in, as my perspective tribe, we don't hate you based upon your skin color, because we all have different shades of brown, brown colors, don't get me wrong, but in the aspect of disliking your behavior, and same for the tribe of Issachar, so-called Mexicans, they have uh, their aspects as well, but it's most attributed to the Southern Kingdom, just your behavior pattern, just the way you act. And I gave the examples. You're always out there, just fucking not giving a fuck, in other words, man. And again, I gave the example playing the victim. A lot of these thefts and robberies in the Hispanic neighborhood are executed by so-called black people, man. You see, the very different, the 7-Elevens at times, even amongst the heathen. You run into taco shops and you just start acting dumb, man. You see, what else? The drugs. Okay, the not giving a fuck. You might be, for example, when you're driving and there's a green light and it's your turn, but then you have a so-called Southern Kingdom, so-called black person just crossing the street, not giving a fuck, man, not respecting, the crosswalk. That's another example. You don't know how to behave, in parties, in cookouts, and these different bars or kickbacks. You always want to get into a fight at 2-3 a.m. Okay, and these are examples of why, okay, you are being disliked, and not only amongst the Hispanic community, but in general, man. That's why all the tribes, even the heathen, there's a strong dislike towards the Southern Kingdom because of your behavior. And if you study the behavior of the Southern Kingdom, man, it's too much. Okay, and again, I could speak about same thing about Northern Kingdom, but in general, in this topic, is the Southern Kingdom. You see, same ones that crucified Yahushua, man. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, during the time of Yahushua. Hey, who crucified Yahushua? Hey, it was mostly Southern Kingdom. Hey, because the Northern Kingdom, if we were to see Yahushua, it would be like, hey, damn, shit, even if he's a so-called black man, if he's gonna come down here, and show us the way, hey, why not, man? You see? And again, you go to Mexico, different parts of Mexico, there's so-called Mexicans that are very, very dark skinned. Shit, hey, my pops, he's very, personally speak, my pops, he's dark skinned. I got a couple of cousins and, uncles that are very dark skinned too. You would think, damn, is he Elamite, because Elamites too, they're very dark skinned. Okay, amongst other brothers too, you could testify about why, or not why, but testify about how your cousins or aunties actually, they might be from the northern tribe, but they're very dark skinned. You see, and they still get respected amongst their own tribe at times because of their behavior. So really, if it's about hatred and dislike towards the so-called black people, or Hispanics, so-called hating, I'll say so-called hating on black people, it's not because of your skin color, but it's because of your behavior patterns, man. That's the reason why. And really, Mexicans, hey, we're too busy working our asses off to be really hating on anyone, man. Hey, but if you're a man of the Lord and you have the understanding of the scriptures, hatred is the actual attribute of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, the Lord hates his enemies. He hates Esau, Edom. How much more, okay, in general a human being, especially if you're a prophet, man. If you're a prophet, if you're a man of the Lord, obviously, you will be showing your perpetual hatred even against Esau, Edom, and 2/3 of our people. Okay, so this is my my response just to that Judite chick, man. She's very ignorant. Her ignorance of you know Hispanics and Mexicans. They hate, they dislike black people. Well, guess what? Black people hate black people. So-called black people hate so-called black people more than your typical patriotic Mexican hates black people, man. How about that? Like the Apostle Elder Aramla, how you like them apples, and that's the truth. And the proof of that is, hey, during the time of Yahushua, you had so-called black people telling, what's his name, Pontius Pilate, give us Barbaras and crucify the Yahushua, crucify the so-called black man. Which Barbaras he could have been a so-called black man too. Whatever skin tone, whatever, But that's to show you, man, how black people hate black people, because Yahushua, the Messiah, he's also so-called black man. Yahushua, he hates so-called black people too. He's about to destroy a lot of you so-called black people here in America. How you like them apples, you see? So with that, just my quick answer, giving no praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Al Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwata, Shalom.